Welcome to Shelter, Food, and Beer. Tonight my wife and I are working together and we're going to make rice with red curry. And I'm going to, because I'm not a vegetarian like she is, I'm going to also cook a lobster to top the red curry with. So let's get started. First thing we want to do is start our rice. So we're soaking our rice and get some of the starch off. And then all you really need to do, rinse it in the sink, like so. This will remove some of the starch, and you do that a couple times until you see your bowl of water underneath gets relatively clear. So we'll get the rice going first, and it's best to use a non-stick Teflon pot so it doesn't stick. And bring it up to a boil, put a lid on it, and leave it alone. So I've laid out all the ingredients needed for our red curry tonight, and there is the red curry.
And if you are a vegetarian, you want to make sure that your red curry doesn't have shrimp paste in it. So some brands do and some brands don't, so you want to check that out.
So this is vegetarian, vegan friendly red curry. And then we have water chestnuts, cute baby corn, and of course coconut milk. Then for vegetables, we're going to use some green onions, green beans. This is a zucchini or a squash?
A yellow squash.
Yellow squash, a couple mushrooms, red onions, peppers, and some bok choy. Here's the lobster that I'm going to be putting on top of my red curry, and I'm simply just going to cook it and dice it up and put it on top of it. It'll go rice, red curry, and then the lobster. Basically, you get a nice strong knife and you start right above the fantail and press down and just try to go just through the shell, just like this. Then you pry it open like so, and you lift the lobster out without detaching it from the tail. So you pull it all the way back to where just the tail is still connected. Then you squeeze this back together and you set it down. Now, I want to open this up a little. So I gently slice down. You don't want to cut it in half, you just want to open it up. A little more. And that's how that goes. I've got some butter that I'm just going to rub on there. You can also melt the butter and brush it on there, but I'm trying to save a step here. A little seasonal, or you could use Old Bay if you want, but this is old school. Cook it in a little tray there. And I want to add just a little bit of water all the way around, so when it cooks it steams in that water. Not a lot of water, just enough to get a nice steam going. Wow. So a little bit of olive oil to start, and you bring that up to heat, and then
I don't really worry about it coming up to heat. I just start with these veg.
Yummy.
Give them a zhuzh. Hang out for a while.
Starting with the harder vegetables and sweating
And the
them down.
aromatics. Yeah.
And let them get a little softer before then you move to the softer.
For the medium ones.
The medium cooked.
And then these are already cooked, so those can go in last.
Okay.
But it is a stew, so you can stew the veg as long as you want. Everything that you need is right in here. Between the coconut milk and the red curry, that's all you need. It's just how much you choose to put in it, because you could put a little and it doesn't get super hot and spicy, but if you use a lot, it's gonna burn your face.
How much of that?
Probably all of it for this. I usually start with a couple of teaspoons.
Or is that all?
Probably end up using this whole jar, actually. What's left of it. So we'll just bring it up to a boil, slow it down to a simmer, put the lid on, and taste it.
This is the only thing I'm cooking in the oven tonight. Believe it or not, I'm going to cook it in our Cuisinart Deluxe
Toaster oven.
toaster oven. On the selector, I'm going to choose broil, which is 500 degrees, and just start, and that's going to run it for 10 minutes. 10 minutes is probably going to be good. If not, I'll just start it again for another 2 to 5 minutes. But 10 minutes, lobster.
So I've been simmering it for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, and it's reduced down a little bit, and fantastic. It's perfection.
Looks wonderful.
So I'm going to put the lid on it, turn it off, and wait for his lobster.
Ah, yes. There's my lobster. Nice and opaque and a little bit of crispy on top. I'm going to carve it up into nice man-sized bites. Nice white rice. Top it with the red curry. Smells good. And that right there is vegetarian friendly and a fantastic meal, but I'm jumping the shark by putting some chunks of broiled lobster. That's how you make red curry and lobster. I forgot to garnish it with my green onions, and remember, you eat with your eyes. Thanks for watching Shelter Food, and I've moved to wine.